Oh man, I run the Empire Squad, and you know, I've had a soft spot for her ever since, and I know her down to the ground. Yes, I know everything. Haha, only joking. So with regard to, look at that. You know what's interesting is because I mean, I never see her looking like that. She looks completely ridiculous. In fact, it's like someone out of Secret of Mana or something. It's like some weird. It's so different. Anyway, back on track. I won't reduce her marks for that. Now her Meteor Strike, you know, it's great, right? Like, it stuns, it takes, like, you know, 400 damage, not bad, but in fact it's more than that, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's 550, and it stuns for 9 seconds. 9 second stun with a cooldown attack. I mean, it's nice, right? It's a nice ultimate skill, and you can't forget that if, which one is it? This one, is it? No. Yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah, so if you increases, so this Armageddon staff increases the magic damage, but look at level, is it 15? Oh, level 10 increases the range of the ultimate skill by 2. 2 is a lot. But 15 increases the fire damage duration of her ultimate skill by 7 seconds. The fire damage increases by 7 seconds, but you can still, but overall, you still get yeah, you still get everything done. I mean, 7 seconds. That means I mean, it's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. I mean, you get the stun. You're gonna get yourself. You get yourself a stun. You get yourself the magic damage, and not only fired up for however 3 seconds or whatever, it becomes 10 seconds. So that's actually, I mean, the damage lasts for a long time. So not bad at all. But let's get down to business. And before I get down to business, let me tell you, I didn't just give Drusilla a chance. I made her a major part for a video of the team, the combo lolly video. Yes, the lollies that play. And I really put a lot of effort into analysing everything she did and how she worked as a team. And, you know, I really considered her well. I analysed the moves, I analysed how much she took off, I analysed the importance of the stun, I compared it to other units. I took her seriously. And then all of a sudden she dumped me. No. So the point is that I understand her well and what she does, and I'm going to say, because I understand her well, she's no good. I think it's very important that you can understand she needs to be a leader. Her other moves, I'm not so impressed with the outcome of what she does, and let me tell you why she has gone down. I don't know if I made her a C before. I think probably a B. She's gone down only because of Natasha. This stun she does is nothing compared to what Natasha does. Drusilla's stun made her original, made her unique, made her very good as a magician. She had a move no one else had, and then Natasha came along and didn't even need an ultimate skill to apply it. Natasha completely ruined her life, and if she's gonna have to do anything, she needs to battle it with Natasha, and I think we know who is going to win. So it's a shame, even though this girl can I don't know how to say, she can stun, she has a strong AoE, she can grab quite a lot of people, literally. Sorry. So yeah, I mean, I'm upset, you know, as biased as I am, as much as I want to put her up, she can't go any higher. Yes, she can get a lot of people, but it's got no function really. sorry, Drusilla, you've been messed up. You've been let down by the game. Next up, there's not much to say about this one. Celiaz. Celiaz, the only one who can resurrect people. And since the last time, I don't remember if it was last time or not, but her soul weapon allows her to revive soldiers as well. So, and that soul weapon, what's very important about the soldier soul weapon is that you no longer need, you don't need it. Like, you don't need to have the ultimate role. So for if you want to keep certain soldiers alive, you can have her as a normal role. If you want her to keep everyone alive, like your main heroes, you keep her as a leader role. I mean, yes, her cooldown is like 30 seconds or something. I mean, I use the cooldown necklace on her, definitely. I mean, you have to use the cooldown necklace to get the extra 3 seconds. So I think every 27 seconds, I think you can keep it going. So, and yeah, there's no one else like her. And you know, I thought like late game, mid game, I thought I will have no use for her, but I still have a use for her. So from the early game to the late game, she is great. And you know what, you don't necessarily need a high star level. She's cheap to use, not a cheap person, but cheap to use. Absolutely brilliant. There's no one else like her. She's unique. She can be a leader. If I do use her in normal roles for farming, I use her in normal roles for farming when I'm using certain cav units, or you know what, if I want to level up my units, like I might use her as well as a normal role. And I do have her awakened, so I use her as a healer. Not a good healer, mind you, not a good healer, and that would theoretically make her an S, but her resurrection, you know what, her resurrection, right, it doesn't just give you like 15, 20, 30%, it resurrects you 100%. I mean, that is just ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. Like, and imagine that with a Mercedes. I mean, it's just stupid. It's too stupid. So, you know, and you might need her in Temple Run. You might, I mean, she helps in all situations. So, early to late. Doesn't matter what you do with her. And her soul weapon is so great to have. So I'm gonna add soul weapon. So well done on her, I must say, for staying as an SS unit. I'm sure she was SS before, so I'm sure. So I think well done that she stayed there, because yeah, not everyone can manage to stay at that level. Okay, the next one's Cassius. This is a bit more difficult. So Cassius, the Empire unit cavalry, is, well, put it this way, I'm guessing in the past I hardly used him, and cavalry units were seen as like more whale units at the time. Like, no free-to-play could use them, but now things have changed a lot, and cav units, because they can be taken to level 70, they can sustain themselves for longer, and they've all been awakened, and they have soul weapons. A lot of things have changed, and I would say that in the past I underestimated his ultimate. Look at his ultimate. So what he does is he increases the cavalry's unit's attack speed. Do you need it on them? Yes, by 50%, and movement speed by 50% for 15 seconds with a short 25-second cooldown. Now, what kind of cavs will you use it with? Well, actually you can use it with hero cavs, but you can also, you know, it's not. What's interesting about this is that it works on all cav units, so it's not limited, because some are just limited to sword units, some are limited to whatever. So I always thought it was actually limited to sword. I don't know, maybe there's a mishap there, but I'll double check that in the future. No, I'm wrong. No, it's not sword. It's another unit. So this is great. So like if you're running Temple and you've got Jackan units, like cavalry units, or maybe Werebeast cav units, or maybe Orc if you're old style, so you're going to need him. He'll keep them alive longer and he'll get you through it quicker. So the speed that he offers cav units are great. So I think this is he's great, and he's honestly very tanky. He's very tanky for me. He lasts very long. Sometimes he can outdo Mercedes. I don't know why. Charges into enemies and stuns them for 3 seconds and deals, wow, 1150% of physical damage, knocking them back. Cooldown is very long, so 20-second cooldown, not impressed with that. What about his passive? Increases the physical defense and magic defense by 30% for 20 seconds, and when you take damage it stacks up to 5 times. The stats increase up to 150%. I mean, this and cooldown 3 seconds. I mean, this is mad. This is mad when you think about it. I mean, this passive skill has definitely been underestimated by me, and this passive skill is probably the reason why he can hold himself up for so long. And not just that, actually, his soul weapon, is it? I want to make the guess. Can't be that. That sword is too weird. Is it that one? Can't be that one either. Is it that one? Is it that one? It's one of those two, isn't it? Yay! Got it. Okay, so the Shield of Reflection reduces ranged damage. So again, ranged evasion. Ranged damage is reduced. So reflects. Oh, reflects 14% of the ranged damage received. Reflect is no good, honestly, but the point is that it seems to stop it, but I can't be sure on that. What people focus on with him is, I think, level 10. So I'd say level 10 is a mid to late game. You don't necessarily need to be a whale to get there. So yeah, so the plus 10 special option is the ultimate skill cooldown is plus 4 seconds. So imagine that he buffs people for longer. So imagine, you know, your cooldown is quicker. I think that's very nice. And you add the CD cooldown necklace, then you know you got this guy who keeps beefing up the cavalry non-stop practically. Plus 15 command counterattack. When your HP is 70% or lower, resets the active skill cooldown of 3 cavalry units. I mean, this, like, we're still going through new cavalry units, still going to come in with new factions. I mean, this skill might be a game changer for certain units, for certain for certain soldiers. I don't think it accounts for heroes, but this is, you know, it could be though. It could be. I haven't checked it out, but it's pretty, in one respect it could be worrying, you know. Resets the active skill cooldown of 3 of them completely. It just takes 3, and it could be like the closest, it could be the one with the highest CP, I don't know, but this could be very scary. So for a whale, if a whale is using cav units, this guy is a must. He is a must. And honestly, he's not just a cav, he's a tank. He's tanky, and in one respect, Cassius really outdoes Xenos, you know. So he's very, very special. What do we do with him? Well, first of all, I think he's very special for his soul weapon. So I'm gonna stick him here. Should he? If you're running cav units, he could be an SS. He could just be SS because he'll just improve everything. And by improving everything, he can help Sophia to make better, quicker kills, and everyone will last longer. So if you're running cav only, if you're especially running cav, he's SS. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. So, and And for everyone else, how about, yeah, his leadership role, I would say, makes him very special. So again, I would put him here, and I'd again say his soul weapon would help. It's not necessarily, it's not needed a lot, but it's one better soul weapons for him, but you might need to try and upgrade it to level 10. Anyway, look into that, okay? But make sure if you're using him, you're using cavalry units, okay? If you're not using cavalry units, you might not need him. So I'm gonna stick on special needs. it's the same as Yaragash. It's like he's special needs. There you go, special needs. And in some respects, I would put Cassius ahead of Lavia and stuff, but I'm not going to go there, you know. There's no point going. So I think that will I think that can help quite a bit. So let's. I don't feel ready to move on from Cassius. He is really good. Yeah, let me add that he's a tank. Okay, so like you're going to use him as well like a tank. So I think there's too many things on good old Cassius here. Like he's got a lot for him. So Cassius, special, disabled. Yeah, he's a tank. We need a soul weapon. Yeah, lots and lots of things. Okay, next. There's just not going to be enough room. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. Anyway, Shamak. I don't really want to say much about him. Where he was good. He's a bit of a mistake. Everyone knows now to have pinarcas. His main point is that he will reduce your physical damage. In early game, he's important. Mid to late game, when you have the correct weapons, he loses his shine. So if you are a beginner, again, he becomes very important. And so he's an early game. Now, later on, he just completely becomes like unneeded. It's shocking, you know. It's really shocking. And yeah, what his power is his as you can see on the right hand side, his debuff. He's debuffing the defense skill of the enemy so that you can so that all your physical attacks can improve. But if you don't really know why he becomes less necessary, it's because of the archers or the magicians on your team, which if they have enough sage staffs as magicians, or the archers have enough pinarcas, I would probably say 4 pinarcas or 4 sage staffs or more are enough to make Shamak no longer valid. You know, I kicked him when I had 3. When I had 3 pinarcas, that's when I first kicked him out of my guild raid setup. Yeah, and how do you use him exactly? He's mainly in guild raid. Oh, it's a shame. So Shamak is early game. Late game. Yeah, late game. I'll put him as a B. A C will get me killed and shot. It's really difficult. Sorry, Sham. I'm probably going to move him to a C, to be honest. I'm just never using him. Oh, it's not fair. But his soul weapon's quite good. So yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. I'll keep him there for now, but definitely in the future I don't see much point in him. And there is a reason why, and I'll come to that later. And it is Kirk's. Kirk's. He was the best in some respects. He still is one of, like, how do I put it? He's the strongest in the game at the moment. He still is, honestly. His DPS can't be matched, and you know, he needs a normal role. what's great about him is that he needs a normal role, but if you're running orc archers, then you need him as a leader. So he's difficult. He's a difficult one to use, but you're still going to use him. He's useful. He's useful even if you're not running him as the faction. So, you know, he's a very important unit still. Oh, it's difficult because I can tell you something. Early game, he's not that useful, but you kind of have to awaken him. Like, he's considered the best awakening, well, one of them. So let's just deal with him. How's he going to be? Where should he go? I still consider him. I think before I might have put him as an SS, but he's fallen. He's fallen now. He's fallen because of other archer units that, like the werebeasts, clearly. So it's a shame that he's fallen, and he's more a mid to late game character. So too many issues we have here, but his awakening is important. Okay, so mid to late game. In fact, I don't know how to explain to early birds about that. I'll figure it out now. So what I've done is I've created an awakened section, and number 2 will be 1 versus a lot, and 1 will be 1v1. So whether they're really specialized in that. But Kirk's now has an A on his head, which means he is great or very viable when awakened. Extremely viable. In fact, when he's not awakened, he really sucks. So keep that in mind, okay? Hope that helps. Not much to say about Kirk's, but he is it feels quite expensive, actually. He feels like quite an expensive unit, so it's really difficult. It's really difficult what you're going to do with him, because it seems now if you're a new player, you might not want to use him. Yeah, you're in a very difficult situation using him. If you have the resources, yes. If you don't have the resources, no. On my second account, I don't use him, and I don't see a need to use him. So, is he really an S? I think as an early game, he sucks. He really sucks. Keep that in mind. And that E is just not only early, that E can also mean expensive. Okay, next. Aaron. There's not much to say about her. I mean, she has this ultimate defense, you know. She has like she's the only one who can provide, like, her ultimate is shockingly good. Everything else, it makes you wonder, but her ultimate is what an ultimate is about. I mean, this ultimate skill, in fact, let me show you. Like, I think she is very important, actually, to keep in mind. Get behind me. Summons a magic shield to block incoming ranged attacks. Now it's very good because the magic shield value, yeah, equal to 100% of the character's HP. Okay, so although I say it's ultimate defense, I mean if you have a HP super high, then what are you going to do? Yeah, so equal to 100% of the character's HP and lasts for 20 seconds. The amount of time this lasts for is really unbelievable. Cooldown 30 seconds and you can change that to 27. I mean, with regard to how long it lasts for and how long the cooldown is, I mean, if you were to plan it correctly and move the units in certain ways and have them ready in certain ways, I mean, she could literally block your team. I mean, she could be crazy. If you used her correctly, she could be the best tank in the game. However, at the moment, it's unclear what she is. Is she a tank or a DPS? What in the world is she? Why did they make her? Why did they make her deal so much damage? You know, Why is she a damage dealer when she's a tank? And then when your HP drops to 50% or less, increases your physical defense by 100% for 15 seconds. Now, there's a lot here. There's a lot here to digest. There's a lot to understand with her. And apart from that, her ranged evasion is 60%. Now, you've got to think about this. There is something very special about the way she has been built. I think if you're clever enough to deal with her ranged evasion and melee evasion, she could be, she would easily be better than Kriemhild. She would kill Kriemhild as a tank. So she could be everything, you know. Arryn really could be everything, but she would take up the ultimate spot. So what a difficult situation, you know. And which one's her sword? Come on, I bet. Did you guess it? Write in the comments if you know. That one? Nope, Kieru's. Damn it! I give up. I give up. Oh, arrows. Oh my god, it's getting harder and harder. Arryn's, there you go. Damn these swords. Now, this is shocking in terms of the soul weapon. From the get-go, from the start, you get an extra 4 seconds. This is ridiculous. It's already long enough and you get an extra 4 seconds. This is crazy. You give her enough HP, she could be everything. What about at level 5, when your HP drops to 50% or less, becomes immune to magic damage for 7 seconds? Damn it, man. But that's a 25-second cooldown. That's stupid. What kind of cooldown is that? What about at level 10? When Arryn's ultimate skill, Get Behind Me, activates, increases the magic shield's HP by an additional 25%. This is very, very good, to be honest with you. Plus 15, the Veiled Wind. Okay, so when your HP drops to 30% or less, restores 77% HP per second for 5 seconds and changes to stealth mode. In stealth mode, becomes excluded from enemy target. Cooldown 50 seconds. What a stupid move. What idiot. What is that? What is that? Does that make her Quora? Does that make her ninja? So she has a ninja mode. I'm not sure about the level 15, what it can do, but I have a very bad feeling if you're against a whale and they're using her at her full potential, I think you might lose big time. I think she should be the ideal one to take down all the werebeasts. If you move her manually, and then when Natasha catches everyone and you put that circle, that ultimate defense around your heroes, what is going to happen? And then you have a devs to dispel the CC. I mean, what can you do? I mean, werebeasts would be finished. Devs and Arryn should collapse the werebeasts, but they're not, because there's no whales. So I think this is a very good whale unit. I think as a whale unit, this is probably the best tank you can have. You don't need Kriemhild. You don't need Kriemhild if you have her as a whale. This one, I think, is everything. This is the proper whale to have. Although her active skill sucks, her passive skill does not. If you're a whale, you don't only. The only problem is it's not only a soul weapon you need. You need the equipment. You need major equipment, and you need to know the type of equipment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that I'm going to put special. You need to know how to use her. You need to learn exactly what the equipment is. This is not about attack. This is about defense equipment. She's special. She's special needs. Why is it that these weird units like Anna and Arryn, they all have these weird specials, blah blah blah. Anyway, Arryn Arin has a future. Arin has a great future ahead of her. So, very impressed. I'm very impressed. Oh, but what about for the normal people in the world? She generally sucks. She's no good. But I reckon she will change the meta of the game. I'm going to predict to you that by December, a lot of people are going to use her. She might be the most used tank. I reckon she will outdo Kremhild by December. By December, Kremhild will be gone and she will be used. And so I'm going to say she's a late game, and I'm going to say that she will take over Kremhild. So if you want a tank, if you know how to use this one, which probably you don't, yeah, you got to be careful. So again, I'll give the special as well, 2 free-to-play units, and I made one big mistake. I put this one in the wrong place. You definitely need. The point is that you must remember, right? She's not just tanking herself. She's tanking your team in her circle. I mean, Kremhild ain't doing that. She's just thinking of herself. Selfish girl. But this Arin, she cares about everyone. What a lovely, compassionate person. In Chinese, they would say, 慈悲心. See? I know my Chinese, man. I know. There you go. There you go. Alright. So, nearly halfway. My throat, my tea is running out. But, big-breasted Arin. Just dump her. Dump the breasts. In the S. S cup. There you go. How do I bring her to the front? Done. There you go. She's a healer. She's an S. It's that simple. You need her role. And her soul weapon is great. Her soul weapon's great too. So, great. Let's give her a soul weapon to add to the fun. Da-dum. Oh no. It's so difficult. Imagine doing it in this special way. So, there we go. And yeah, she's great. She's a great healer. A very long time she heals for. Very admirable. These healers, you can't really do without them. Get as many of the healers as possible. Next is Ellen. So what do we say about Ellen? Another elf. Am I going to treat her well? Am I going to treat her the same way I treated Arin? Am I going to give her the kind treatment or not? What do you think of her? I mean, her skin seems alright. I mean, I'm not an elf fan in general. So it's a difficult one. But there are a few interesting things about this unit, I'm going to tell you. Windstorm. It might not seem a lot, 150% magic damage, but again, it's multiple enemies, and if you've used her, you will know that tornado is pretty scary. Now, if you know how to use it correctly in combo, which, again, the combo lolly video, you can see how she used it. If you remember the good old 100 hit combo, that included her amazing tornado in combination with Natasha, in combination with Karina, in combination with Lena's soul weapon, and Mercedes just charging in there. I mean, it was purely amazing, and add to that Sasha just throwing loads of crits on the top afterwards. You've got to remember that combo lolly. You've got to remember that.